Good day, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing? This is Miss Cat, founder of the Weave Buddy. I always say God is the creator, and I'm just a worker bee. So I wanted to jump on to talk about how to use the grip band. Before we talk about using the grip band, I think it's important to understand what type of braid patterns we are doing on our customers. When your client is receding at the hairline or has alopecia at the hairline, my favorite braid pattern is to take the first 3 rows. So you take 1 row from the very front, you take 1 row and bring it all the way to the middle, and then you do the same to this one, and then you just leave that braid out. Again, you do another row from the front to the middle, and again from the other front to the middle, leave that braid out. You do it 3 times. Once you have done those 3 main braids from front to middle, back, okay, then you just integrate the braids together. The leftover braids, you integrate those together. That gives it really good strength, and it's very comfortable. Then the rest of the braids can be just one long braid. Like I started the 4th braid and just went all the way, around. The top doesn't take much of the, support, doesn't take much of the stress of the sew-in as much as the sides and back does. So you want to make sure that those first 3 braids that you make are the strongest, okay? I have found that when I just take it and just go all the way around like this, the weave falls faster than when I do my 3 solid rows from front to middle back, and again from the other side to middle back, and then intertwining the braid that is out, intertwining it together. And you guys the people who have ordered from me before, how I feel about, a 3-cord strand. It's not easily broken. And I feel that with this as well, when I do this braid pattern, when I actually take the time to braid the first 3 from front to middle back, and the leftover braids, intertwine them together, that always gives my weaves the longest life. As for the rest of the hair, can be in your favorite braid pattern that you want. But for me, people wanted to know what's my favorite braid pattern. So this is my favorite braid pattern for when you're missing your perimeter. Now, it's also my favorite pattern when you only have this hair. It's still my favorite braid pattern, because even for severe alopecia, because it's all thin and a little bit of hair, don't make it one big fat braid. Do your 3 and intertwine the strands. That will give it the most strength. Okay, now I want to talk about the grip band. How many of you think that the grip band has to do with gripping on the hairline? Because that's not what it's for. The grip band is to grip on the Weave Buddy and to give the Weave Buddy extra support. So to give the Weave Buddy more of a for you to be able to sew the weave buddy down more. Okay, so if you could think of an anchor, so it works as an anchor for the weave buddy to stay down even more when they don't have edges. Okay, now if the customer just has thin edges, you don't need the grip band, but if your customer does not have any edges, I always recommend the grip band. Okay, and we're going to start sewing it in a moment. So right now what I want to make sure is that you see how there's a slant here? The slant shows you that that goes behind the ears, okay? So if you're putting that slant this way, look, it's not gonna fit right. So make sure you put it on right, and the grip band goes on before the weave buddy. Some people will put on the weave buddy and then they take that grip band and they're like, okay, well, what do I do with this? So I'm on here and I'm trying to tell you guys what to do with the grip band. If you have purchased your weave buddy and have added the grip band, okay, for extra coverage, I want you to be able to know what to do with that grip band. So these two can stick together, but then you want to put a clip on it, okay? So it doesn't fall apart. So now we want to take our needle and thread and attach the grip band onto, oh, this is already a used one, sorry about that. We want to attach the needle and thread and then sew all the way around in the back where the braids are. So you see how there is just the silk here, the mesh. So you definitely want to sew, if there's a braid there, that's great. You definitely want to sew that onto the braid. If there's no braid there, then you have two choices. You can either use a little bit of the Ghost Bond, or you can just leave it like that, okay? Just depends on some people. If you've been trained to use Ghost Bond, I highly recommend that if you're going to use Ghost Bond, that you are trained using it. If not, then don't touch it. In my classes, I do train how to use the Ghost Bond for severe alopecia. I don't recommend it for someone who just has alopecia beginning stages, but if there is that severe alopecia, then I do recommend a little Ghost Bond, okay? And a little bit of double-sided tape. So now what I'm doing is I am working my way downward, and as I go downward, I make sure that I'm also attaching it to the braid and to the grip band. Notice how I'm only working in the back of the grip band. Another thing, you want to make sure that you do not pull too hard that you move your grip band. You want to keep that grip band in its place. And the grip band is not the weave buddy, so you don't have to have it way up in the front where the edges were supposed to be. That's what the weave buddy is for, to give you new edges, okay? I just want to show you how to attach this grip band so that when you're doing the sewing on your customer, you attach that grip band correctly. It is a help, and I mean, she did purchase it because she wants to have extra support. So if you do it the right way, you're going to give her the extra support, okay? My thread is kind of sticking to the pins. See now what I'm doing, because the grip band is on top of a braid, so now I'm just taking that needle and going on top of that where the braid is and going through to that grip band. And guys, if you have, like, if you're the kind of person who uses a really long thread because you don't want to stop to redo threads, I feel you. But for applying the Weave Buddy, it's very important that you finish what you always start from the top and finish in the middle here, the bottom, where underneath the occipital. You don't want to keep going upward, because what happens is you will cause it to bulk up. So you want to stay, like, even if you have extra thread, a long extra thread, you want to stop down here. Always stop down. Don't keep going upward. You will cause it to bulk up. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go ahead and just fold this, sew it down. And then start another needle on the other side. So guys, even if this was an extra long thread, I would not keep going upward, okay? If you have extra thread and continue to go upward, you're gonna cause bulking. So you're gonna start another needle, okay? And then work your way downward, just like I did on the other side. This is how you add your grip band, guys. You add the grip band before the Weave Buddy, not after the Weave Buddy. Some people will call me once they've attached the Weave Buddy and say, well, what do I do with this grip band? You use the grip band before you attach the Weave Buddy. So I just wanted to give you guys a little lesson on how to attach the grip band. The grip band should go right around the edges of the braids that you have created, and you're working your way downward from top to bottom. And then once you reach the bottom of the occipital bone, you stop there. You don't keep going. You start a new needle and you work it downward as well. And the reason is because if you do keep going with the braid up, you're gonna cause it to bulk up. It won't be pretty. So see, there's a braid under here, so I'm gonna take that needle and just go underneath through here. Let's go ahead and just close it up here. I like to close it up where the bottom braid is. And again, see how I put the needle from like underneath and just pulled it out through the grip band. And ta-da! This is how you add your grip band. Now, if you had more advanced alopecia, it's a little different. And if you take my class for Weave Buddy Hero, you can learn all that stuff. So here you go, guys. This is how you add your grip band, okay, for when you are using any of the perimeter buddies, which are the closure buddy, the side part buddy, the middle part buddy, even the perimeter buddy, the crochet buddy, all of those. What you do is you make sure that you bring it where the braids are. And now, again, when I said before, some people think that grip means it grips on to the edges, but what it does is that it creates an extra anchor for the Weave Buddy to grab onto up at the front. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. So here's a middle part buddy, okay? So what you would do is, once the grip band is on, add your net. I'm not going to add a net right now, but add your net and make sure that the net is sewn around the edges of the back of the grip band, okay? And then remove the remainder of the net. Then you're going to add your Weave Buddy. Pull it over until, make sure it's in the middle, and pull it over until you create your new edges. Okay? And now the Weave Buddy is, tie your front. Now the Weave Buddy is ready to be sewn. Once you sew the back, you slip in your paddles, your protective paddles, and then close up your slits. And then, see, look at this. You see how you could see through? There's some green under there. It used to be red, but then it got too confusing with the paddle, the red paddles. So I made it green. So once your Weave Buddy is on, you can go in with your needle, okay? You can go in with your needle and thread and attach your Weave Buddy onto that grip band as well. And you can also attach the Weave Buddy to the band back here. I don't have any green back here because it's more easy. You can just like see what you're doing and just slip that needle right in there and grab a couple of spots of the grip band. Okay? So that is how you use your grip band. Thank you for watching. I love y'all so much.